Let's go scuba diving off Isla Morada in the Florida Keys. Isla Morada is a village of 7,100 people incorporating 5 islands. The name Isla Morada, meaning Purple Island, comes from the early 17th century Spanish explorers. Departing Isla Morada, we motored out for about 25 minutes to the dive site. The chop on the water made it a challenge to walk to the stern to jump off the boat. When all the divers were in the water, a signal was given and we descended down to the reef and started our dive, which generally lasted for about 45 minutes. Once down on the reef, we swam along the reef looking for interesting sea creatures, many of which are not easily seen, as they hide in the crevasses and are camouflaged to blend in with the coral. The imposing green moray eel has one long dorsal fin that extends down the entire length of its body, which can measure some 6 feet or 2 meters. They have impressive rows of teeth, which makes them something to avoid. The huge barrel sponges filter water and provide home for creatures such as fish and lobster. However, they take space that baby corals need to grow. The beautiful angelfish primarily eat sponges, which helps prevent the overgrowth of reef-building corals by faster-growing sponge species. Southern stingrays are a bottom-dwelling species that feed on prey found in the sand. They also partially bury themselves under a layer of sand to avoid predators. The ray flew gracefully through the water, and we could plainly see the tip of its venomous spine with serrated barbs sticking out near the base of its tail. It was just such a spine that killed the well-known TV personality Steve Irwin, who was called Crocodile Hunter. There were interesting sea creatures to be found hidden in the coral. The bright green moray eel looked beautiful yet menacing when it displayed its teeth. While morays look vicious, they hide from human in crevices and would rather flee than fight unless provoked. It is quite a treat to watch a ray flying through the ocean, but in no time it was gone. Swimming near a cloud of colorful fish was wonderful as the school moved in unison on the reef. It was very interesting to see a nurse shark appear and start swimming around us. The smooth trunkfish is a boxfish that secretes a toxic substance from its skin when it is stressed. The barrel sponge is a filter feeder with water continually pumped into pores on the sides of the sponge and out of the large opening at the top of the sponge. Due to the sea turtles' excellent camouflage, it was a challenge to see them against the reef. The sea turtles had no problem swimming away from any diver that got too close to them. The turtle flying low over the coral was particularly pretty. Surprisingly, as the green sea turtle was swimming along, a shark entered the scene. Despite their fearsome look, nurse sharks are tolerant of humans and typically not aggressive. However, these sharks can cause serious harm if they are disturbed or feel threatened. It was impressive to see how fast a shark could make a U-turn. Nurse sharks feed on fishes, rays, and invertebrates. They are suction feeders and can generate enough pressure to suck a queen conch right out of its shell. Like many suction feeders, nurse sharks swallow their prey whole. The shark rolled on its back and rubbed against the sand to try and remove the remora. Lionfish are an invasive species that is native to the Indo-Pacific Oceans but are now established in the Caribbean. They have very few predators and they are carnivores that feed on small crustaceans and fish, which significantly depopulates native species on the reefs. When threatened, a lionfish will orient its body to keep its dorsal fin pointed at the predator. Their venom can be fatal to adult humans if they experience anaphylaxis. As a minimum, their venom will produce extreme discomfort for a period of several days. The beautiful French angelfish is usually found at depths of less than 15 feet or 4.5 meters. It lives in coral reef areas that offer shelter from nocturnal predators. It was welcome when the shark reappeared, as it was wonderful to watch it swim about so gracefully. Obviously, if it was a great white or bull shark, then its presence would not be so welcome. The shark had a shark sucker or remora attached to its underside, which increased the drag as it moved through the water. The shark sucker attaches itself temporarily by its sucking disc located on its head to various hosts including sharks, sea turtles, whales, dolphins, ships, and sometimes even scuba divers. After about 45 minutes, it was time to ascend to 3 meters for a safety stop, which is normally for 3 minutes, but determined by the dive computer to reduce the risk of nitrogen bubbles entering the bloodstream. Back on the surface after the safety stop was over, we bobbed around waiting for the dive boat to pick us up. Perhaps the hardest part of the dive was removing the fins before climbing back up onto the boat. Given the chop, it was a challenge to get up the ladder and back aboard the boat. If you enjoyed this film, please subscribe and like. There are many more similar films available on my channel.